You're watching Monty TV. I'm Jackie Karsh. Sitting down now with Erik Roth. He's a senior partner at McKinsey. Erik, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
What are we seeing at McKinsey of how, AI is reshaping business strategy?
It's a great place to start. In my role at McKinsey, I get to do two things. For one, I build all of our internal Gen AI and AI platforms that the entire firm uses. So we're seeing 46,000 consultants and strategists use in real time generative AI and AI tools in the way they serve their clients. I also get to work with our biggest clients around the world, and I've had the pleasure of meeting about 1,400 of them in the last year. And so really seeing executives struggle with this notion of they know this technology is coming, they know it's important, but how do you actually integrate it into an organization in a way that's going to create value? We've seen lots and lots of experimentation, but I really believe this year is going to be the year of scale and value creation.
What are some of the biggest challenges companies face when integrating AI into their operations, and how do you navigate around that?
It's a couple things that we see over and over again. Number one, it's where do you start? It sounds like a simple question, but it's actually not that easy to figure out because you want to start in a place that you can demonstrate value, and you want to start in a place that you can actually get people to change their behavior. The interesting thing about these technologies is you can build lots and lots of things. It doesn't mean that people are going to use them. And so one of the biggest challenges is really setting up those priorities, figuring out where there's value relative to what actually can be built. And most importantly, what most companies are missing is, and how do you actually change the minds and hearts of people so they use it every day?
100%. Now, even the companies that are dabbling with AI, how do you get them to move beyond experimentation to full-scale adoption?
Well, I think if we roll back the clock and think about 2022, that was the year of everyone discovered ChatGPT. And normally people discovered it either because they were creating a song or a poem for someone or whatever they were doing. Or
it was an easy cheat sheet.
It was like their kids brought them, hey, look what I just created. And so that was intrigue. That shifted in 2023 to experimentation. Let's put it into the organization somewhere and see what it does. Most companies were not satisfied with those experiments, and they got a little bit frustrated of the potential versus the reality. 2024 was what I call pilot's year. A lot of throwaway code was built, a lot of parts of organizations attempting to build something that actually embedded into a workflow, but that didn't really scale either. I mean, you can look at the stats on the hyperscaler cloud providers, and they'll tell you the models that were built, very few of them got to any magnitude. And so I think 2025, as the new year sort of came upon us, most executives that I meet have shifted their mindset that says, you know what, we know this is important, and so we've got to find a way. And so they've learned how to build through some of these pilots, but they haven't cracked the code on the change management of getting people to work differently. And what they're going to need to do is think about what's the way we operate an organization to allow the technology and the business to come together in ways that it classically hasn't in other disruptions of technology.
What's the deciding factor for those companies who are really successful at integrating AI versus those who are not?
I think it starts at the top. If you look at the companies that get it and those that don't, it's the executives that have really leaned forward and said, I understand that this technology is critically important for my business. There's a whole host of companies, probably 80% or more, that are looking at it and it's almost in a petri dish, poking at it to see what grows, but are not sure what it really means for them. And they're kind of waiting for another company in their sector to take the lead, and then they're going to fast follow. Unfortunately, I think for those companies, they may be on the wrong end of the trend if they wait too long.
You got to just jump. Erik, thank you so much for those insights.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure to meet you.